Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Lena Mankello, and welcome to Speak of the Devils for the month of March. Today we will take a journey into the world of journalism with our special guest, Miss Eshelman. We will also be showcasing 2 BHS TV short films, a new entry into Hannah's Thoughts, and finally, we end our show with our very own dashingly misinformed film critic, Zach Titus and Zach Pack. That's all coming up and more on this edition of Speak of the Devils.
Who are you? I am you, and I'm here to sell you dehydrated water. What?
Welcome back. I'm here with our special guest, Miss Eshelman. Miss Eshelman, what got you interested in being a journalism teacher?
Well, actually, I think it all started with my first interview here when I was interviewing to become a teacher here at Burlington. In the interview, they asked me, "Are you interested in teaching journalism?" Because what happened was that Ms. Graham, who's now the librarian, was teaching journalism, and I was like, "I've never done it, but I read the paper every day." So I was just excited about the idea of it, and it came up in my interview, and now look here. Look what happened.
That's awesome. How has local news, such as a local newspaper and news coverage, declined in recent years, and how has that impacted your program?
I think one of the major factors of any kind of decline is really just in terms of funding, in terms of where people are even getting their news now. A lot of us are not getting our news through independent sources, through social media. So a lot of major traditional news outlets are just losing funding. I hesitate to say it's completely declining in terms of quality, because I do think there's a lot of excellent reporting going on and still going on by our professional reporters like BCAT. But in terms of how it's affected my work as a teacher, I do invite students to address the issue, to look at the issue. I've had a journalism unit, or a unit in journalism where we focused on the industry and what's going on, some of the pressures of the industry. And also it certainly has affected us financially. As you well know, we have to raise money for us to be able to publish as well. So a lot of the same financial factors that are affecting professionals are affecting our little newspaper.
How has the journalism program evolved since you've started working at BHS?
I think one of the biggest ways it's evolved is probably actually in one of your questions. It really has to do with the partnership we had with BCAT. I know that's one of your questions coming up, but I actually just now, I was so curious to see, I went back into my emails to see, okay, when did we first start having these conversations? And it was way back end of the school year in 2019. So our first year of partnership with BCAT was the 2019-2020 year. And I think that was probably the biggest evolution since I started in 2017.
It's been a long time.
I know it's been a long time. I'm so old.
How did you come up with the idea for the Devil's Sunrise?
I don't even know if I came up with it, to be honest. Again, I was just kind of going through my old emails. And again, I know that I spoke with the BCAT director, Jen Dodge. We met at the end of August. We met again sort of at September. I actually think she was the one that came up with the idea originally, or just saying, hey, here's a thought, what do you think? Again, I think like any kind of true collaboration, it's really always difficult to nail down exactly who thought of it first when it was, a truly collaborative effort. But I feel like I want to kind of give maybe a 70% credit to Jen for that.
It's news to me. Outside of the Devil's Sunrise, you've teamed up with BCAT, where elected students have their stories posted for the community. Let's talk about this partnership and how it benefits the students.
This is brand new, actually. We literally just started it this year. Again, I credit to Jen. She was the one who approached me beginning of this year, and it's just we have this new segment now that's on the BCAT website that says Devil's Advocate, and students, and it is elected students in the sense of I want students to have sort of the choice, and it's like, hey, would you like your work published? I think it's such a great opportunity for students to see their work published for their hard work in reporting the news and reporting what's going on here at the high school or what's going on in the community to be shared with a wider audience. Even though we do publish on our website, and our website is public, the Devil's Advocate website is public, it may not have the same reach that BCAT has. So I think it's just a great chance for students to have their good work seen more widely. They can also add it to their resumes and their college applications. So it's one of those things where it looks pretty good. And it's just a great opportunity for that authentic audience, for students to have their readers see their work.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ms. Eshelman.
You're welcome. Thank you, Lena.
Now let's watch a review of The Chronicles of Narnia from Hannah Steffen.
Hello and welcome back to Hannah's Thoughts, where I share my thoughts on movies and famous franchises with the world. Today, we will be covering The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia. However, there are 3 versions of the movie, so I will cover only one of them. So without further ado, let's get to my thoughts. The first movie of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was released on November 13th, 1988, starring Sophie Cook as Susan Pevensey, Sophie Wilcox as Lucy Pevensey, Richard Dempsey as Peter Pevensey, Jonathan Scott as Edmund Pevensey, Barbara Kellerman as Jadis the White Witch, and Ronald Pickup as the voice of Aslan the Lion. I know, it's a lot, but those are the main characters. Now, here's the thing. Aslan was not made from CGI at the time. He was an animatronic made of clay, felt, and yak hair. When I heard this, I thought, how in the world would a lion get yak hair? Until I realized that was for Aslan's luscious mane. Plus, he may have looked like a life-size marketable plushie, but I said he was an animatronic because his eyes, mouth, and head were remote-controlled. His legs were controlled by a human who goes inside Aslan. To this, I thought, how would that guy be able to breathe inside of him? To this day, my question remains unanswered. If you know, feel free to reach out. There were many other animals in the movie, but instead of being animatronics, they were costumes worn by actors such as Mr. and Mrs. Beaver, Mulgrim the Wolf, and many other animals, including the humanoid ones, such as Mr. Tumnus the Fawn. Okay, enough about the costumes, let's get to the scenes. Here are a few ones that I'd like to share. In the beginning of the movie, Lucy, Peter, Susan, and Edmund depart from home on a train because of a current war in 1940. This one I'm talking about is World War II. Edmund asks why they had to go and would rather see the war instead. Another scene is when Mr. Tumnus is arrested for high treason. More likely, he hung out with Lucy, who he thinks is a daughter of Eve. Honestly, you call that a crime? I think you should hang out with any friend you like. That's no crime to me. He may have accidentally disobeyed the Queen, but he at least found that Lucy meant no ill will. Another scene that kind of caught me off guard was when the wardrobe that Lucy entered and exited from suddenly turns from a portal to Narnia to an ordinary wardrobe. Lucy wanted to prove that there was another world, but her siblings never believed her. This always kept me wondering how long the wardrobe stays from Narnia's portal to just a regular piece of furniture. Half an hour? A few hours maybe? I don't know. I know that Lucy wasn't crazy in the first place. Lastly, there is a scene where Peter fights the White Witch's henchman, Mulgrim the Wolf, and later is knighted by Aslan as a reward. During the fight, Mulgrim transforms from a CGI wolf to a man in a wolf costume. The transformation had me stunned for a few seconds before things got ugly. I was delighted when I saw Peter had won the battle. As for his reward, Peter gets knighted by Aslan and becomes a knight of Narnia. If I was in that movie myself, I would have just ran up and hugged him. He deserves a reward for something challenging he overcame. That's all I have to cover for today's episode, folks. I'm Hannah Steffen, and thank you for watching. See you next time!
That was really well done. Thank you, Hannah. Next up, our newest installment of the Zach Pack, where Zach Titus will indulge our media curiosities and review the latest. And after that, we will return with High Noon, another short film by the students at BHS TV.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Zach Pack. I'm your host, Zach. Spelled with a CK now. So without further ado, let's get into our reviews. So now I know what you're thinking. Why did you say reviews with minimal enthusiasm instead of your usual reviews? Well, I've been doing some thinking and thinking and decided to edit the format of the Zach Pack. Instead of previous episodes where I would provide you with 2 excellent movie reviews and 2 excellent music reviews, I will now give you 3 movie reviews and the show will end. Now let's get into our reviews. First off, we have the classic and much needed live action prequel Mufasa. There were many things going through my mind after watching the first Lion King live action remake, but at the top of that list was simply, I needed more. We need more as fans of the Lion King franchise and cannot settle for one masterpiece of a live action remake. So what did I think? Well, unfortunately, Zach Packians, I'll need to get back to you on that one because I've yet to see this film. I mean, judging from the trailer, it seemed alright. From what I can tell, it's about a CGI lion named Mufasa. Shrek 5.
Wowzers go blouses, Zach Pack.
Y'all know me, and I've been a huge fan and active member of the Shrek community. When I first heard they were making a 5th Shrek movie, I was overjoyed. For those who don't know, Shrek is about a green ogre and his family as they embark on wacky adventures, the wackiest of adventures. Now, as this movie has not been released, I do not know how to rate it, but judging from the trailer, just by the trailer alone, wooey! This looks like an awesome time at the movies. Movies! When I watch it, I will sneak behind the movie screen so I can say hello to Shrek and his magical fairy tale pals, hoping to give it 5 Zacks out of 10. Next up, we have Captain America Brave New World, currently described as a strong comeback for the recently weaker Marvel Cinematic Universe. Critics and fans alike are raving. It's a 5 out of 10. I liked it. Now, despite the fact I have not seen this movie personally, so my bad guys, I cannot give you a review. However, you probably do not want my opinion anyways. You've spent so much time listening to us young children talk about this movie, so I would rather use my position of influence to shine the spotlight on the opinions of an older fan. Come on out, older fan!
All right, Zach, thanks for having me on, and thanks for sharing your opinions on the movies that you haven't seen. You should probably see them. That's just, you should probably see the movies you're gonna review. Shrek 5 isn't even done yet. Anyway, Zach has brought me out here as an older Marvel fan to talk about the state of the MCU and Captain America Brave New World. Now, listen up. All you people saying that the MCU fell off after Endgame. The MCU did not fall off after Endgame. You just got older and your tastes and opinions have changed. Also, you're chasing the high of Endgame, which took 10 years to build up. It has been what, I don't know how long since Endgame?
I think 5 years?
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Let's take some time. Let's marinate. Also, Spider-Man No Way Home really spoiled us, let's be honest.
True.
Yeah.
Actually,
What's your favorite Spider-Man?
Toby.
Whatever. Anyway, but Captain America Brave New World is great. There are some scenes where it's just 2 guys talking and giving out a lot of expository dialogue. And yeah, that's probably a result of reshoots. But you know what? They're acting really good. So let's just enjoy it. My one major criticism of the film, though, is they probably shouldn't have spoiled Red Hulk in the marketing because pretty much everything you see in the trailer is Red Hulk. Yeah, so it would have been a lot cooler if we just saved that, for like a little surprise. Movies don't get surprises anymore.
Nothing surprises.
Yeah. Anyway, what do I do? 6 out of 10 PNGs of my head.
PNGs of your head.
PNGs. All right, yeah. I give this film 6 PNGs of my head out of 10. And also, while I'm up here, The Eternals is a good movie, and you all need to stop. And also, I have some more opinions if I have some time here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right,
I thought
that's
you-
enough, older
wait.
fan. You need to leave.
Older fan. Come on, you've known me for years. Older fan. Older fan.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks. He's corrupt with power.
That's a wrap for this episode of Speak of the Devils. Thank you to all of our guests and crew this evening. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time on Speak of the Devils.